Welcome back. We're reading the Quran. We're in a new section called Ankabut, and it is called the spider too. In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. Bismillah Rahmanir Rahim. Okay, one says ALM Alif Lam Mim. 2. Do men think that they will be left alone on saying, "We believe," and that they will not be tested? Oh my gosh. Right as we get started, my favorite type of verse appears. Look at that. Do men think that they will be left alone on saying, "We believe," and that they will not be tested? I was thinking about that on the way home today, and then look, I start reading and it's right there. We did test those before them, and Allah will certainly know those who are true from those who are false. Do those who practice evil think that they will get the better of us? Evil is their judgment. For those whose hopes are in the meeting with Allah in the hereafter, let them strive, for the term appointed by Allah is surely coming, and He hears and knows all things. And if any strive with might and main, they do so for their own souls, for Allah is free of all the needs from all creation. So when you strive, you're doing it for yourself, because don't say that you're just like, "Oh, I'm doing it for God," like you're doing it to honor God, right? But you're doing it for your own soul, because God is not necessarily like, He's not gonna like get some type of percentage points of benefit for what you did. It's basically to help you right on the day of judgment, I think, right? So that you can get to the hereafter, right? Those who believe and work righteous deeds, from them shall we blot out all evil that may be in them, and we shall reward them according to the best of their deeds. We have enjoined on man kindness to parents, but if they either of them strive to force thee to join with me in worship anything of which thou hast no knowledge, obey them not. Ye have all to return to me, and I will tell you the truth of all that ye did. And those who believe and work righteous deeds, them shall we admit to the company of the righteous. Then there are among men such as say, "We believe in Allah," but when they suffer affliction in the cause of Allah, they treat men's oppression as if it were the wrath of Allah. And if help comes to thee from thy Lord, they are sure to say, "We have always been with you." Does not Allah know best all that is in the hearts of all creation? And Allah most certainly knows those who believe, and as certainly those who are hypocrites. And the unbelievers say to those who believe, "Follow our path, and we will bear the consequences of your faults." Never in the least will they bear their faults. In fact, they are liars. They will bear their own burdens and other burdens along with their own, and on the day of judgment they will be called to account for their falsehoods. We once sent Noah to his people, and he tarried among them 1,000 years less 50. But the deluge overwhelmed them while they persisted in sin. But we have saved him and the companions of the ark, and we made the ark a sign for all peoples. And we also saved Abraham. Behold, he said to his people, "Serve Allah and fear him. That will be best for you, if ye understand. For ye do worship idols besides Allah, and ye invent falsehood. The things that ye worship besides Allah have no power to give you sustenance. Then seek ye sustenance from Allah. Serve him and be grateful to him. To him will be your return. And if ye reject the message, so did generations before you. And the duty of the apostle is only to preach publicly and clearly." Oh, the duty of the apostle. "See they not how Allah originates creation, then repeats it? Truly that is easy for Allah. Say, travel through the earth and see how Allah did originate creation. So will Allah produce a later creation, for Allah has power over all things. He punishes whom He pleases, and He grants mercy to whom He pleases, and towards Him are ye turned. Not on earth nor in heaven will ye be able, fleeing, to frustrate His plan, nor have ye, besides Allah, any protector or helper. You know, what's interesting about this, right, is I wonder I would like to see a debate between a modern day saint of death worshiper, like a Satanist, a real Satanist, and I want to see them debate somebody who's really knowledgeable of the Quran, and then bring this up and have that Satanist person explain like their mode of thinking. Like, do you think that Satan is stronger than God? And here it would be like, okay, so do you think Satan, a being that is the personification, right, of evil, is like, as the Quran says, an avowed enemy, why would he protect you? What's in it for Satan to protect you, right? He doesn't have that loving capability. It's all lies and manipulation. So why would you trust a being who you know is a trickster, right? Who you know is a known liar, just because he may grant you, to them, they would say, he grants them women, money, drugs. I don't know, I'd really want to see this psychology broken down with these people, because a lot of them are obsessed with sex to the point where you're like, are you even connecting with it? I don't know, I want to see this. I really would like to see that. I don't want to be around any more Satanists, so I'm not going to do it, because it's sick. It's not an easy thing to do. But when I read verses like this, it makes practical sense. So I wonder what someone, if they cited this in a debate form, what would happen? Do you think the same? Those who reject the signs of Allah and the meeting with Him in the hereafter, it is they who shall despair of my mercy. It is they who will suffer a most grievous penalty. See, this penalty, right? I really wonder what a Satanist's paradise to them would look like. Because if you're getting all that on earth, what makes you, how are you going to earn favor to get that in the death, in Satan's kingdom, right? I don't know, there's a lot of questions that these people should answer. So not was the answer of Abraham's people, except that they said, slay him or burn him, but Allah did save him from the fire. Verily in this are signs for people who believe. And he said, for ye have taken for worship idols besides Allah, out of mutual love and regard between yourselves, in this life. But on the day of judgment ye shall disown each other and curse each other. Hey, on the day of judgment ye shall disown each other and curse each other. So on the day of judgment, you're going to point to the other person and be like, I don't know this guy, I'm not affiliated with him. Oh, he's bad, he's this, he's that. And your abode will be the fire, and ye shall have none to help. See, now a lot of people will read that like none to help, and they'll be like, I don't care, I don't need anybody. But when you're in danger, that feeling, I've had that feeling of when you're in danger and there is no one coming to help you, and you are in some serious trouble and you gotta go balls to the wall. Now in this scenario, you literally can't get any help because nobody can go across the will of God, right? Think about that. So the people who think they're tough, they'll be like, oh, I don't need any allies, I don't need this, I don't need that. It's like, you think you won't need help and that you'll always be brave, but when you're faced with fire and torment, and when you see that there's no one there to like pull you out, the anxiety that you're gonna feel is gonna be so strong that it's gonna feel like your soul is trying to escape your head. And all the regret is just like pouring down you. You're just like, oh, why? Oh my gosh. Why? But you'll know why, right? So these verses, if you look at it, there's really a lot if you sit and think about it, right? If you think about it, it really does make some sense. But Lot had faith in him. He said, I will leave home for the sake of my Lord, for he is exalted in might and wise. And we gave Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and ordained among his progeny prophethood and revelation. Isaac, Jacob, Abraham. We have Lot. And we granted him his reward in this life, and he was in the hereafter of the company of the righteous. And remember Lot. Lot. Behold, he said to his people, Ye do commit lewdness, such as no people in creation ever committed before you. Do ye indeed approach men and cut off the highway, and practice wickedness even in your councils? Practice wickedness even in your councils, backdoor corruption meetings of today. But his people gave no answer but this. They said, Bring us the wrath of Allah if thou tell us the truth. Oh, be careful what you wish for, you just might get it. He said, O my Lord, help thou me against people who do mischief. Yes, protect you against the mischief. It's crazy. When our messengers came to Abraham with the good news, they said, We are indeed going to destroy the people of this township, for truly they are addicted to crime. He said, But there is Lot there. They said, Well, do we know who is there? We will certainly save him and his following, except his wife. She is those who lag behind. The pain that Lot must have felt when his wife is gone, right? You love her, you sleep in the same bed, you shared meals together, but she ain't going. And when our messengers came to Lot, he was grieved on their account, and felt himself powerless to protect them. But they said, Fear thou not, nor grieve. We are here to save thee and thy following, except thy wife. She is of those who lag behind. For we are going to bring down on the people of this township a punishment from heaven, because they have been wickedly rebellious. And we have left thereof an evident sign for any people who care to understand. And we have left thereof an evident sign for any people who care to understand. To the Madian people we sent their brother Shuaib. Then he said, O my people, serve Allah and fear the last day, nor commit evil on the earth, with intent to do mischief. But they rejected him. Then the mighty blast seized them, and they lay prostrate in their homes by the morning. Remember also the Ad and the Thamud people. Clearly will appear to you from the traces of their buildings their fate. The evil one made their deeds alluring to them, and kept them back from the path, though they were gifted with intelligence and skill. Wow. They had intelligence, but the allure of lewdness and bad deeds, led them astray. So even if you're intelligent, you can still be led astray. Sometimes we don't realize that. People don't realize that. You can be intelligent, but you can still do things that will count against you. Wow.